There's a scripture in the Bible. I'll post it in the description box on this video. There's a scripture in the Bible that says the kingdom of the heaven suffers violence. And then there's also scripture that says, and I'll post that one too, that says that, the Most High Mother, Father, Creator is not a respecter of persons. Basically, when you're dealing with the spiritual world and the kingdom of heaven, or the universal laws, faith and trust is a powerful element. If you looking in a field and you don't see nothing but desert, you must have faith that something in that desert gonna grow out of nowhere. Then you got a cactus, a water plant growing in a dry place. Perfect balance. So when it comes to the kingdom of the heaven, it's like one spirit is fighting a fight of faith over another spirit's faith. Your unseen faith competing with another's unseen faith. You have some spirits that don't believe in themselves. And what they do believe in, they have to join other spirits in order for it to come into fruition. There's free energy in the universe, and it's how each spirit uses it. Yet one thing about this world here is when you have strong faith, there's no such thing as someone being a gatekeeper or someone being a cock blocker. No one can do that when you have strong faith. Your strong faith is the reason that you push through the darkness and see the light. Your strong faith is the reason when people come against you and say you can't do this, and the whole world saying that, and you go off by yourself, one person, faith stronger than 10 or 1,000 people put together, that's a powerful thing. We all have this ability to display faith in things that we can't see, that comes from nothing. When you speak from faith, you're speaking from a realm of spirit where it's nothing but all possibilities floating around. And out of all those possibilities, you can choose to grab onto this reality, manifest it, and there you have it. Your faith brought this into existence. This is why right now, the world is losing the battle of creativity. They have to continue to steal ideas. They have to continue to steal blood. They put their faith in the wrong things. They put faith in manipulation. They put faith in their jealousy. They put faith in their physical actions, stepping on toes of others. They put faith in the wrong things instead of putting faith in themselves and trust the process of life that the Mother, Father, Creator gave us. All of us as children can display faith and create things out of strong faith within us. We all have this ability. So, when it says the kingdom of the heaven suffers violence, it's almost like saying sometimes your prayers are not answered out of faith because maybe your faith wasn't really strong enough as it should have been. And when your faith is really strong and you know it, you pray prayers that way. And you'll start to see instant results because the Creator knows that you have to suffer violence. You have to violently fight disbelief. You have to violently fight against certain things that was taught to you to break your faith. Until the point where you get to strong, you build up your strong muscle of faith. And it'll be like cutting through a piece of paper with a sharp pair of scissors. You know how sometimes you try to cut things and the knife is blunt or it's not really sharp, so you gotta try harder? That's kind of like what it's like when you have faith. A knife that's not sharp, it's gonna have a hard time cutting. So if the kingdom of the heaven suffers violence and you gotta keep fighting through disbelief, fighting for faith, you're fighting for unseen faith to be strengthened. Once that faith strengthened and the knife is sharpened, man, you can cut through something without even have to stroke back and forth. You just lay the knife on it and it splits in half. And that's what we going through out here. Whose faith is stronger? When you got faith, you got true creativity, because some people run out of ideas. They don't believe they can pull something out of nothing. They don't have faith that they can do that. That's why I love the movie Hook with Peter Pan. We used to watch back in the day. Hook, 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 hook. With Rufio and stuff. Remember the scene when they was at the table with the Lost Boys? And Peter Pan was like, hey, it's nothing to eat here. What y'all got to eat? And he was like, you got to believe, Peter. And they was make-believing like they was eating. And they was make-believing like they was throwing food and having a food fight. And then when Peter Pan took that spoon up, and like imaginary spoon, and he was picking up an imaginary piece of pie or food, and he threw it at the other Lost Boy, the little chubby dark-skinned boy on the movie Hook. And then it hit the boy's face. And then next thing you know, Robin Williams, Peter Pan, he looked down and saw everything came into manifestation, because out of faith and imagination, they were playing with the food on the movie Hook. And all of it manifested after that. That was a small scene showing you can create something out of nothing with your imagination and strong faith. I like that movie Hook. A lot of people remember that movie with Robin Williams playing Peter Pan and Hook. He had children. Peter Pan has kids? You remember Peter? Think happy thoughts and you can fly. You can have a light heart. All that in the movie Peter Pan. These were jewels that we still have. Somehow we fell off. Your faith is stronger than that of the devil's when you get to a certain level. Your faith is stronger than 1,000 devils and 1,000 righteous, so-called fake righteous people put together. So, the universe is not a respecter of people. The Most High Creator is not a respecter of persons. Kingdom of the heaven suffers violence. Meaning you have to fight through disbelief. Violently fight through disbelief. Mentally. Not physically, mentally. Because before you can get into a physical fight, you mentally thought about it first. How you gonna go about it? That's why the mind and the kingdom of the heavens in the heart, they have to become one unit. You fight negative thoughts and keep moving. And then your heart gives you the power to do so, where you're purified, you're on the right track, and everything you put faith in with your whole mind, heart, soul, and strength, man, it come to life out of nowhere. And all you can do is give thanks and praises to the universal spiritual creators, your mother, father, creator, YAH Elohim, who brought the heavens and earth and planets into existence out of nowhere, and who created darkness and light. So, those two scriptures I mentioned all have to do with the strong fight of faith to push through the universe and create something out of nothing, to push through negative thoughts of disbelief and still create beyond blockages, to push through people saying you can't do this, that's impossible, to move out the way, bitch. This what it is. Love y'all.